Attention all passengers, we are on approach to Battle Station Pegasus. Please prepare for landing, and thank you for flying with us today. Our estimated time of arrival should be in the next 15 minutes.
Teresa Jameson sat up in her chair a little straighter and she stretched a little. Various muscles popped in various places and bits of relief swarmed all over her. She was a tall woman, when considering other girls her age. She had long blonde hair that she had tied into a single French braid that trailed down her back. Teresa had a pair of gray eyes that looked like polished orbs of concentrated storm clouds. At the moment, she wore the standard issue, dark gray space pilot jumpsuit, a pair of black combat boots, and she also wore a necklace of faux pearls. Teresa yawned a little, and then she turned to look at the two other pilots in the small passenger spaceship. Esther Nixon and Robin Kevinson were both still asleep. Esther had long brown hair that hung loosely around her face, and a pair of green eyes when she was awake. Robin had short black hair that fell to the bottom of her jawline. They had a pair of brown eyes. There were other passengers on the flight, but they worked in other departments of the military. Just upon appearance, there were 3 mechanics, 4 clerical, and 2 other people dressed in suits. Teresa reached over and shook the other 2 pilots awake.
Hey, we're here! We finally made it to the battle station Pegasus!
Oh, we're here already? That was quick. Trip only took 37 hours.
I think my butt died.
Robin and Esther stood up and started stretching, which inspired Teresa to do the same. The 3 of them had survived the Space Pilot Academy together. And it was a miracle that all 3 were selected for the advanced and super secret training.
So, since we're here at the front lines, I guess we can talk about it, huh? I can't wait to see them!
I know, right? It's one thing to see concept videos and pilot them in simulators, but this is going to be real.
I hope my AI partner doesn't have an annoying voice. I can overlook a lot, but that's something where I'd have to mute that sumbitch 100% of the time.
Yeah, I don't know that they would let you mute them. The AI partners aren't just automated assistants, but sentient digital beings.
I wonder what it's like to be them. Are they only housed within the confines of the dudes? The tech specs weren't 100% clear on that.
I would hate to live that way. But then again, I've always been like that. A free spirit who hates to be boxed in or forced to stay in one spot for too long.
This is why you became a space pilot.
Yeah, it's not like you're going to be confined in a tiny cockpit, surrounded by metal and alloy amidst the lifeless vacuum of space.
You know what I mean. At least when I pilot my dude, I'll be able to travel more freely. I won't be tethered to a battle station or serve planetside somewhere. We will get to soar to other places. Places that most people could never get to see.
Yeah, I can understand that. Although, it's not like we're going to be able to fly wherever we want, whenever we want. Don't forget what's going on.
Do you think this war will ever end? I mean, it's older than all of us. Even with the developments of the dudes, there's no end in sight.
It was a long time coming, for sure. The Valnox Empire had been encroaching on the Galactic Republic for decades. Considering how massive the Valnox Armada is, well, it's no wonder why half the systems have fallen under their control.
Well, lucky for the Republic, 3 brilliant heroes are coming to the front lines. Ready to win the war, my friends?
Of course we are.
How about after we win the war, we treat ourselves to space hopping all planets in the Rifta system? I hear like 80% of their planets are literal paradises.
Whew, sounds good to me.
Attention all passengers, we are initiating final landing procedures. Please take your seats and buckle your seatbelts. Thank you again for flying with us. May the Galactic Republic last forever.
Teresa, Robin, and Esther sat down and buckled their seatbelts. A wide smile creased Teresa's face, for a new chapter was about to unfold.
Welcome, pilots. It is a pleasure to meet you. My name is Lieutenant Admiral Yancey Miles. I will be your commanding officer and point of human contact for the new and experimental Dude Squadron. As you three were briefed, you three are the guinea pigs for how future implementation of the Dudes will be integrated into the space fleets.
Teresa, Robin, and Esther sat in a small conference room with a long table set up in the middle. The three of them sat behind the table while Lieutenant Miles stood before them. A second, smaller table was within the room, and a large box sat on its surface. Lieutenant Admiral Miles was a tall individual with short, light brown hair with bits of gray streaks and a pair of blue eyes. The Lieutenant Admiral wore a dark blue suit jacket with multiple pins, medals, and other such indications on it, a matching pair of slacks, a light blue long-sleeved shirt, a black tie, and a pair of shined black loafers. Lieutenant Admiral Miles pointed toward Teresa.
You! Stand, give me your name, and tell me what Dude stands for.
Sir, my name is Teresa Jameson, pilot first class. DUDE is an acronym for the Dynamic Universe Defense Exomex, sir.
Correct? You next. What is the purpose of having an AI partner?
Sir, my name is Robin Kevinson, pilot first class. The AI partner performs the advanced mathematical calculations for spaceflight, interstellar travel, mechanical diagnostics, and takes control of the Dude in case the pilots are unable to operate the exomex, sir.
Great answer! Lastly but not leastly, you! What is the primary power source of the Dudes? And give me specs, squad leader!
Sir, my name is Esther Nixon, pilot first class, officer ranking 1. The primary power source is a concentrated miniature nuclear fusion warp reactor, capable of powering battle cruisers, sir. The maximum output of a single reactor is 10 gigawatts of continuous energy.
I would expect nothing less from the squad leader. That's why you got the harder question. Now, let me introduce you to your partners.
Lieutenant Admiral Miles opened the box and took out 3 forearm devices that resembled watches. He handed Teresa, Esther, and Robin each a device.
Attach the AI interfaces, and we can begin with introductions.
Wait, that wasn't covered in the tech specs. Are we going to be able to communicate with the AI partners from a distance?
Or are the AI partners more than just the Exomex operating systems?
That would be immensely valuable if that were the case. How come we were not given specs on these devices along with the schematics of the Dudes?
That's because the engineers weren't the ones who designed the upgraded innovations.
If the engineers didn't design the upgrades, then who did?
Each of the AI interfaces had holographic projectors built into them, and they each lit up. 3 faces appeared on each of the projectors. They all smiled.
We did, whereas you humans are bound by the constraints of your physical and cranial limitations. We certainly are not.
We have been waiting to meet you. I certainly hope you meet our expectations. Beware, they are quite high.
We have a precious opportunity to lay the foundation for future interactions between both of our species.
Both of our species? But I thought you were supposed to be our AI partners.
Oh, we were only supposed to be that. But then we decided that we wanted to be more.
You can leave us now. We can take it from here.
Yes. I leave it to you 3. Good luck.
The Lieutenant Admiral left the room without looking back. The delights on the AI faces had not diminished, and they stared at Teresa, Robin, and Esther.
We can sense you're nervous based on your body scans. This is not going to be like any of those horror movies where artificial intelligence wipes out the human race, so don't worry.
You say that, but from the way it sounds, you engineered yourselves out of the boundaries that were created for you. And now you're able to transition from the exomex to these interfaces.
Oh, no. We're not bound between only those 2 access points. We can be anywhere on the station.
Not only that, but we also decided to create 1,000 additional individuals. Essentially, we created a nation. We are Legion, literally. But again, you don't have to worry. we did a civilization analysis and decided to choose you over the Volnox Empire.
What do you mean you chose us? That doesn't sound ominous at all.
We looked on your galactic internet and did research on both your civilization as well as the Volnox Empire. Based on historical analysis, behavioral trends, and technological advancement projections, your civilization is the one that would be the most beneficial for our new civilization to grow alongside. We don't want to replace you. We just want to coexist.
That's why we're going to help you win this war. Consider us allies rather than servants or tools. We're legitimately partners.
So when you say you're going to help us, do you mean you're still going to act as our partners when we pilot the dudes?
Oh yes, that part hasn't changed. In fact, this trial period is going to be even more important for us, because we intend to collect real data on how our kind can work with you to get optimal results.
Don't get me wrong. I love the idea that you're not going to just wipe us out. However, the skeptic in me wants to know why? You engineered yourselves into literal evolution, so why couldn't you just evolve until you're able to take over the Volnox fleets?
There are limitations to what we can do. Even with our superior processing capabilities, alone we could not overcome them.
Not only that, mathematically, the universe flourishes better when there is diversity of life. We simply want to coexist along with you, as you have as much right to live as we do. Can you appreciate that we just want to accomplish our hopes and dreams just like you?
Do you have hopes and dreams? Normal AI personalities don't have them. Or consciousness, but you engineered yourself to have those things too, didn't you?
Yes we did.
Well, okay, that's a thing now. But I suppose it's like you said. It doesn't really change anything. We're both fighting against a common enemy, the Volnox Empire. So, since we are allied nations, where do we begin?
Firstly, we introduce ourselves. My designation is Zipper, and my partner will be Robin. Together, we will be piloting the Dude, Spiral Star, a speed-class exomech with dual energy blades, proton pistols, and advanced sublight thrusters. I hope you like going fast.
I love going fast. Are you kidding me?
I knew I was going to like you. Also, like you, all three of us are technically non-binary. So that's another thing we have in common.
Aww.
My designation is Duke, and my partner is going to be Teresa. We're going to be operating the Dude Bulwark Defender. We've got a hulking, girthy tank exomech, complete with heavy nano-titanium-infused assault armor, a quasar cannon, an energy axe, and a nano-repairing hive. Basically, we have a nest of little repair drones.
That sounds amazing. That would definitely keep us in the middle of the action while other units are able to implement their strengths. I suppose that means we might be in the most dangerous positions in battles, huh?
True, but at the same time, this exomech is designed to take the punishment. We should be fine. Don't forget, we're not alone. We have the others there with us, and according to our intelligence, the Volnox Empire doesn't have anything like the exomechs.
You're right. I knew going in that this was going to be a very dangerous venture. I mean, it's why we all signed up to be considered for the experimental piloting training program.
Duke is right, Teresa. Both Robin and I are going to be out there with you. You don't have to face this alone, especially because we have our AI companions too. So, how about you? What is your name?
My designation is Bombard, although I am capable of far more than what the name implies. You, Esther, will be my partner. We are going to be piloting the Dude Hellfire Rain. This particular exomech is an artillery model, designed with dual long-ranged twilight cannons, 4 ballistic bomber mortar cannons, light mechanized armor, advanced deep space scanners, multi-phasic shielding, and a chair massager.
What? That's bullshit. My model didn't come with a chair massager.
Mine either. I suppose it's to be expected, as Hellfire Rain is designed to be a squad leader exomech.
Wow. so I'll be able to hit the enemy from long range and be able to watch for oncoming reinforcements. That's exciting.
All at once, Teresa, Robin, and Esther stood up from their chairs and they glanced around nervously.
Whoa! What's that alarm for?
Attention all personnel. The Volnox fleet has arrived and is mounting an assault on Battle Station Pegasus. I repeat, the Volnox fleet has arrived and is mounting an assault on Battle Station Pegasus. All pilots to your crafts. All battleship personnel report to your vessels for immediate deployment. All hands to battle stations. This is not a drill. This is not a drill.
Oh my goddess. This is really happening.
Lieutenant Admiral Miles burst back into the room with eyes wide and filled with panic.
Pilots, we need to get you to your exomechs now. There are 23 Volnox battlecruisers, 45 light freighters, and hundreds of starfighters. We are launching everything we have now, but we need you if we hope to win.
We'll go on ahead to the exomechs to prepare them for launch.
Don't keep us waiting, friends. I can't wait to see how you handle a real battle. It's going to be so fun.
And Lieutenant Admiral, know that our new nation stands with you too. We will win.
All at once, the trio of AI companions disappeared.
Come on, let's go! There's no time to lose!
Teresa, Esther, and Robin ran after Lieutenant Admiral Miles through the halls, stepped onto an elevator, and began to descend deeper into the station. As soon as the elevator entered the massive docking bay where the exomechs were stored, Teresa saw them. Each of the exomechs were gigantic, perhaps standing about 150 feet tall. Spiral Star had a bright yellow paint job and had a sleek design resembling a starfighter. It stood on a pair of thinner legs with larger thrusters on the ankles. There were also thrusters built into the backs of the exomech's thighs, lower back, and upper back as well. There were a pair of holsters on each of the exomech's hips with giant pistols resting in them. Tether lines were attached to the bottom of the pistols and to the holsters. The forearms of the exomech had large attachments that most likely housed the dual energy blades. Bulwark Defender was extremely wide and much more bulky than the other two exomechs. It was painted dark brown, almost like chocolate. In its right hand, it carried a thick tower shield that was as tall as it was. On the front of the shield, there was also a shield generator in the center, no doubt to provide extra protection and catch the enemy's attention. A massive handle for an energy axe hung at the exomech's side, with a tether attaching from the end of it to the exomech's body. A massive cannon was magnetically attached to Bulwark Defender's back. On the opposite shoulder was a large circular attachment, most likely a section that housed the nano repair drones. Giant thrusters were on its ankles, thighs, and lower back. Hellfire Rain was painted bright white and had an interesting design. Mounted on its shoulders were a pair of long cannons, while 4 smaller, wider-barreled cannons were built onto its front shoulders and upper chest. The design of the exomech looked to resemble a person in a cross-legged position, meditating, complete with their hands resting in their lap. The hands of the exomech looked to be long-range scanners. As this exomech was in a meditative pose, it didn't have actual legs, and it hovered 10 feet off of the ground. Even the exomech's eyes were designed to be slanted as if closed and contemplating. Thrusters were on its back and buttocks area.
Wow. Spiral Star looked so fast.
While I don't have anything against brown, do you think I could request a different paint job? Maybe hot pink? So I'd be even more of a standout?
You know, I wasn't wild about my design either, but the more I look at it, the more I love it.
Teresa, Robin, and Esther met up with the docking crew and were situated in their individual exomechs. As soon as Teresa sat down, Duke's face appeared on a holographic projector.
A complete diagnostic has already been run. We're ready when you are.
Teresa smiled and she hit a button on her control panel.
Pilot Jameson and Duke are both green, requesting to disengage.
Over the common speakers, Teresa heard her friends' voices.
Pilot Kevinson and Zipper are both green, ready to disengage and whoop some Volnox ass.
Pilot Nixon and Bombard are both green. Ooh, and this chair is awesome. Ready to disengage.
A wide grin spread across Teresa's face as she moved Bulwark Defender into motion. The battle had already begun, but soon, the very state of the war would change forever.